Blue Kool-Aid drinkers. We are back, baby. We are back, and we are better than ever after the Lions kill the Bears 34-17 in Chicago. Just a dominant game all around. The Lions come out firing up 13-0 in the first quarter. The Bears respond a little bit, but the Lions responded right back every time. 27-14 at a half, then 30. Then they end up winning the game 34-17. We're going to be breaking it all down. And on this episode, this is a mega episode, if you will, in terms of the content that we're covering. But with the holidays, we're going to keep it slightly shorter and cover also our predictions for next week's Monday night football game with the holiday and all that going on. But before we get into all that, let's introduce the Blue Kool-Aid crew that is here. I am Big Z. Let's get to the rest. We got UJ.
Merry Christmas, Earthlings.
And Red Dog.
Yo, oh.
All right, so I want to start this really quick. UJ and Red Dog, you guys were at the game in Soldier Field. How was the atmosphere? It sounded like a Lions home game and looked like a Lions home game on TV.
It was amazing how much blue was out there. And we were sitting in the end zone, the south end zone, up kind of high, and man, you just gaze around the stadium and just blue everywhere. It was incredible. So many Lions fans there.
Yeah, it was actually kind of just confusing sometimes. Like the fumble on the one where they caused it. And then it's like the crowd went nuts, and I'm like, "Is it good or bad?" Like I don't know. Like I couldn't tell who it was for. Like it was louder the cheer for the fumble. It sounded like a home team was cheering.
Can I just say on that note too that welcome back Detroit Lions defense getting turnovers. It was much missed.
Oh my god, very nice.
2.
And we capitalized on them. Roma Dunze, no bueno for him. But it was just good to see. That one actually was forced. I don't know if you guys got a chance to see the replay on this by Kadeem Muhammad. But Kadeem Muhammad's really the one. He came in full speed.
Yeah,
in the pile that was kind of there.
But Branch was holding him up. Like Branch had him in his arms and had both legs planted and was holding him up so he couldn't fall down. And Muhammad just came in like a missile.
Yeah,
and caused it. That's excellent. There was a lot of other guys in the area too, which was awesome.
Right, good team fumble.
Yeah.
Caused.
Right.
And another aspect of this game too, I found interesting amongst a couple other things. Graham Glasgow did not play in this game. Christian Mahogany started at left guard. He's gotten a lot of love online with some of the tape he put out there in this game. It's not perfect by any means, but he kind of reminds me of what I wanted Logan Stenberg to be, but better. What I saw out of him in this game.
Looking at him, he looks like Jonah Jackson. He's got the same number. Yes. He's wide body, and I'll tell you what, he moved well. He pulled. He was out in front of a couple of these big plays, and he was blasting guys. He was playing aggressive.
Well, that's what I meant by the Logan Stenberg. Like Logan Stenberg, when he saw his tape, super raw, but super violent. But I don't think we ever saw that of him in the NFL. But Mahogany played with violence in this game.
The only reason I don't get the Stenberg comparison is just because Mahogany was already one of the more polished prospects we drafted last year. Like everyone thought, I think he
went in the sixth round. Polished.
Yeah, but he had weird issues and stuff with one leg being longer, and he had health issues on his docket that the Lions chose to ignore when they drafted him at that point. But the point is, I thought he was more refined in his game. I thought he was better than Stenberg by a long shot in terms of his technique in college. Stenberg was raw. Actually, he reminds me a lot of Jonah Jackson, which was a very effective player in college with a great athletic profile that should probably be able to pick it up pretty quick at the next level. And I think that's what we're seeing.
It bodes well for the future, seeing the Rook come in and play as good as he did. And granted, it was against the Bears, who are a lesser opponent, but it was a good game for him nonetheless. So it's good to see.
Definitely, especially if Glasgow was to go down again. Good experience for him to get it now.
I think that was the same with all those guys, Jamar Jefferson and Zvaki and all these guys getting a little bit of the action. I think it's great to Ben sharpening his knives a little bit before the postseason, make sure everyone's ready to go.
Yeah,
definitely. Well, let's talk about. So also in this game, Iffy Melifonwu returns. He gets a sack.
Yeah.
The Lions deployed a lot of 3 safety looks in this game, so they got creative with the way they were attacking.
UJ goes, well, Iffy's back, but I don't know how much he's like impacting the game. Next play, Iffy comes flying through the pile for the sack.
Yeah.
How's that for you, UJ?
Well, it's his first game back, and I figured he's had to get his legs under him a little bit, not having seen live action for a while, so that's all.
Well, they let him get his legs under him. He played 80% of the snaps out there in this game, 51 snaps out of the 64 possible ones.
Well, and with him back and able to shift Branch down to the slot and let freaking Amik go out to the outside, it kind of gives you another like viable starting lineup again as a secondary without Carlton being there available, or because Amik is a little outmanned on the perimeter sometimes. Like you even saw that in this game at times, like that one Adunze got on him, a big body. Just sometimes he's gonna get beat that way, but I just think it's awesome that we can augment it now because it helps us cover down on the injuries and put a really nice, viable starting secondary out there.
Definitely, for sure. And I think it allows Aaron Glenn to get even more creative in the back end of things. I don't know if you saw the breakdown on PFF, but like for instance, Kirby Joseph lined up at free safety 48 times, in the slot twice, in the box 12 times. Brian Branch, free safety 5 times, in the slot 47 times, and then in the box 11 times. And Melifonwu 14 times at free safety, 19 times in the slot, 17 times in the box. So just like constantly
so versatile,
switching where they're at, switching the looks for the quarterback, making it tough out there. I think it's also just it keeps it fun for those guys, honestly.
Yeah.
They get to touch every aspect of the field really throughout the game.
It keeps our secondary being like a weapon, man. Like this secondary is so talented.
Well, given our shortcomings
we can hit you in so many ways
on our rush right now, which they are still there. I mean, we were getting to Caleb a little bit, but he was still escaping the pocket a lot and making some plays. But we need our secondary to be hitting it, man, on all cylinders. I mean, we got Mosley coming back. Reeves Maben is now back at practice, I've heard. So it's a good sign, too, for a front seven. So, things are slow. Anzalone should be back for the playoffs. Yeah, a few pieces coming back, so we'll be okay, I think.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see if Anzalone can make it back for the last game of the season against the Vikings, if that is indeed for the number 1 seed.
That would be great.
But he hasn't even started practicing yet. So I'm not sure if he's going to or not.
My guess would be no, because I think it's more important to save him for the playoffs, even if he could maybe help us get that 1 seed. But I think they're going to want him all hitting it full cylinder on all cylinders in the playoffs. You know what I mean? So
that's for sure. Though that 1 seed's worth quite a bit. If it's on the line come week 18.
Is there ever a team that's really
be hard to hold anyone out who can go?
It's the 2024 Lions.
Hey, let's talk about the game a little bit here, okay? Let's get back.
That's what we're doing.
Are we? Okay. Well, anyway,
we're talking Lions.
This game was so much fun to watch, and just being there was really cool. And being in the end zone, a lot of times you watch it on TV and you see the side view of it, but now you're seeing the gaps in the lines and things like that. You're seeing it from a different angle. It's kind of fun, and that fake fumble play was just absolutely freaking brilliant.
Oh, great.
It was just it happened in our end zone, and I guess swear to God, it fooled me too, because I thought, oh shit, what happened? Like it looks like I thought it was a fumble or something, and then next thing you know, he's throwing that touchdown pass to the Florida, and oh my God! And it wasn't until later we figured out or heard that it was on purpose and all that. You couldn't tell there.
I kind of caught on to it just because I saw the way Goff came out of that stumble. And the way Gibbs went down and where they were, I could kind of tell, but the effect was profound. Like it was obviously something was it fired off that fumble mechanism in your brain, thinking I thought it was maybe what happened against the, the fall knee handoff type thing. But then I just see Goff just spring out of it that tumbling stance and I'm like, oh my God, I think Gibbs just did a somersault. That was just so cool. What?
And you guys see where they got the play call from eventually, right?
Yeah, we did.
And it's a mirror image. It's amazing.
But
Yeah, except the Packers actually fumbled the ball.
But that's the brilliance,
right? And we scored a touchdown.
That's Ben Johnson's brilliance,
They didn't
though.
score a
You're
touchdown.
talking, he's scouting the Bears now, so he's probably watching all these tapes and see how the Bears reacted to that play, and the Packers did. It says we can do the same thing, except do it on purpose. It's just brilliant scouting.
And I don't know if it's I don't know if it's Ben Johnson that's catching that or his staff or whoever, but I think it it just it really speaks to the collaboration and the way they research every little detail. This entire staff and organization, honestly,
so true
to pull a playoff like that.
We also had JMO run right into our laps pretty much on that.
He beat double coverage over the top, and
sick.
People have still been saying that Jared Goff can't play in the cold. Well, I think that throw proves them wrong. There. That was a beautiful throw. And,
I got a good chuckle from our section when I was like, "Oh, Goff forgot he can't throw the deep ball." That was a beauty.
By my count, it was 59 yards in the air, the pass itself. And
wow,
and it was coming right toward us, and it was just a thing of beauty, man. And JMO just glided past those guys. It was like a Porsche against a Volkswagen. He just blew past these guys. It was amazing. Too cool.
Yeah, just a great game for him. He had another early Tyreek Stevenson dust up that cost the team 15 yards right away in this game. You got to talk into it from Dan Campbell on the sideline early, but no issues after that. At least he responded for the team here.
Yeah.
I like, but hopefully that I want to see. I don't want to see that in the playoffs.
One of the best things too is
wait, what happened? I didn't.
He threw the ball at Tyreek Stevenson.
He didn't throw it at him.
Right in front of the ref.
He just threw it on the ground and spun it. He says these guys spin balls all the time, after a play or whatever. He said he just.
And he thought he threw it at him.
I guess that's what they thought. Yeah, I'm sure they were looking for it, knowing the history between the two on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't.
Well, on that note, on Thanksgiving, that
awesome.
Tyreek Stevens got fined for that. What he did,
he did, and JMO didn't. So
justice was done.
JMO's awesome, man. Because as much as that deep pass to JMO was just like stellar, so many of the other routes and things he did in this game are why he's becoming one of the top receivers in the league. Period. The way he's able to run a full route tree and get open everywhere. Oh my God! I'm sorry. He's going to be in that conversation, and it seems sooner than later now. The more him and Goff continue to get together, it's amazing.
Yeah. But Jared Goff, just another brilliant performance out of him. 23 of 32, 336 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Stud.
Only sacked once, no interceptions. Yeah. Just a beautiful masterclass out of him in this game. And also, and Jared Goff also on the season, 33 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. He can get to 40 if he goes off in these last 2 games, which is extremely possible the way he's playing right now.
That's
Wow. And he's second in touchdown throws. Do you know who he's right behind?
I'm guessing Darnold.
No.
What?
No. What's his name?
Mahomes. Allen.
Nope.
Lamar Jackson.
Sorry. Well, that's hold on. I correct myself. He's second in yards. But as far as touchdown passes, he's actually 4th. Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield.
Oh, okay.
Joe Burrow would be an MVP if his team played any sort of defense this year.
Lamar Jackson, wow, he's been throwing a lot this year.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson, 37 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions.
That's pretty amazing.
It's because UJ gave him the negative energy.
So he's
becoming a great passer.
Interception performance away. A number would look
If you didn't have that 5 reception performance, I think Goff might be in the front runner for MVP, to be honest with you.
I don't know.
Anyways,
I still think the
running 40-1 bet.
All those running stats just are get people's heads. I feel like it's hard for a true passing quarterback to really challenge that top spot unless the numbers are just gaudy. But Goff's kind of are gaudy. They're just more in like extreme efficiency ways and stuff. Like he spreads the ball to 6 targets for 5 catches apiece. Like it's not as spectacular as watching Allen flick the ball from as he's diving out of bounds 60 yards downfield, I guess.
Jared Goff's the second best rated quarterback in NFL if you go by QB quarterback rating.
Second best.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson number 1.
Wow, Dad, you've really made Lamar great.
He hasn't won the Super Bowl yet.
You've driven him
Nope, he hasn't even won a
He never will.
playoff game. Actually, no, he's won one playoff game.
Yeah, I gotta respect that though. He's definitely worked at his craft because for a while there he looked a lot
He's
like
having a great
he
year,
might go
there's
the
no
way of
doubt.
like a Vic or something.
No doubt.
Yeah, it should be fun. Jahmyr Gibbs, we got to see him be the bell cow running back, which some people in some circles have been asking for a while. And he answered the bell in this one. He looked really, really good. He proved that he could handle, in this case, 23 carries in a game soundly. Not that we had any doubts really about it. But he goes for 109 yards on 23 carries, a touchdown, and then also had 4 catches for 45 yards.
Super solid.
154 total yards in this game from Jahmyr Gibbs, which is really fun to see.
Absolutely.
And probably will going forward unless Monty is in a miracle recovery.
I gotta give the Bears credit because I thought he was gonna go for a little more than that, but they did a good job.
Well, they kept him from
not letting him break off any big ones.
Exactly, they kept him from getting the big ones.
But he took all the underneath though, man. He chewed him up on the ground. That was a nice gritty performance with some nice splash and razzle dazzle sprinkled in there.
That 6 spin move was just beautiful, man. That was Barry-esque. Yeah,
like.
That was good.
Those things when he can just suddenly just kind of like jog for 10 yards to the sideline, like it just doesn't look like anything's happening, and then he's just got 10.
Right.
Like what the? I'll take that. That's nice.
He does a remarkable job of avoiding super hard hits too. Somehow.
Yeah.
He does it subtly too. It's not that he doesn't hit hard or get hit, but he avoids a lot of them though. A lot of times he's tackled standing up, or he runs out of bounds, or He seems to be avoiding those gruesome hits, so that's good.
He does.
I hope he keeps doing that.
Yeah, and I think these kind of games, like him being able to run as a full spectrum running back, just is going to make him more dangerous as time goes on and set him up for bigger plays down the road.
Definitely. And those numbers are slightly skewed average-wise just because he had 3 carries at the goal line. I was like, please get this man his touchdown. Yeah. That's where maybe Monty's a little better than Gibbs, finding the end zone there in the short. Like, there's the one run, Gibbs, I'm like, just sidestep to your right. You got a wide open gap that he runs right into his own guy and gets tackled.
Well, the one he's juked to the right into the tackle, too. So, like if he would have just gone straight. Like, yeah, he's got to get a better nose there, probably, just a little bit. But he got it eventually. And the Bears made it a little tough.
Yeah. But, yeah, his longest run was 12 yards. But, yeah, it was a gritty performance out of Gibbs. Reynolds stepped up, 4 carries for 18 yards. And Sion Vaki came in on the 2-minute drill in the end of the first half. So he found some use there.
Yeah.
And then Jamar Jefferson finished out the game with a few tough runs. So there's depth here at the running back position. That's why I wasn't really worried as much about Monty being injured, because I know we have some depth behind there, and we can scheme up some things. It's the defense that's still, slightly concerning with the injuries, but hopefully we can just keep getting guys back as we go forward here and not losing any more.
Yeah.
They should use Jamar Jefferson as a decoy for Gibbs because it's like they look just alike in dimensions, and it's that 28 and 26. Like, if you're not looking up close, it can be easy to miss. You do like a little like out of the huddle. Which one went which way? Oh shoot! Oh no! Like Gibbs burn him.
Amon-Ra got the game ball, which was really funny. If anybody saw that video, because
it was
JMO was standing next to him. I think Amon-Ra thought it was supposed to go to JMO, maybe, or I don't know. It was weird. And then he caught it, and Campbell said, "No."
Coach is like, "No,
you say for you say." It was weird because I think this is a game where JMO deserved a game ball. He had a great game, but
yeah,
he was deadly.
Oh man!
But maybe his personal foul cost him the game ball.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe that's what that whole demonstration was. Dan Campbell's little way of jabbing him.
Maybe.
I don't know. The game was
so
fun. The Bears fans, it was funny. I mean, we've been there as Lions fans. We've been beaten down for years and years and years and years.
Right.
And I'm sitting with all these Bears fans, and they're trying to glean some excitement out of something. They get excited when they score, but the rest of the game, they're and they were all leaving early, man.
Did you get a lot of? I hope Ben Johnson comes to the Bears from Bears fans.
Yeah.
Hey,
I hear that from every Bears fans in my
Not
life,
just
and I
that.
hope he doesn't.
No, I hope he doesn't either.
I
But
really
man, I'll
hope
tell you
not.
what, there's a lot of chatter about it. A lot of chatter online, and
I mean, it makes sense. Like they do have some decent personnel to do things with.
well, the things in his favor is that they got a lot of cap space. They got good draft picks coming. It depends on what kind of control he has over the drafter, who's going to help him make the picks, you know. And
all right, and Ben Johnson has all the say, and I feel all the power in those interviews to kind of demand what he wants. I feel because he's shown he'll just gladly come back to Detroit and work another year if he doesn't like the situation.
Right. To me, that's like the Bears are clearly got issues up high. It's not the roster, it's not the resources, and talent. It's something to do with ownership or the general management. Something like that's where I can see him not going there.
Right, exactly. And the Bears can't even figure out where to build the stadium, so that's another big issue organizationally.
Yeah,
like are they going to draft a quarterback for him and then fire him so the next guy can have?
Well, hey, that being said,
keep the cycle
I do think
going.
Caleb's going to be a really good quarterback in this league. If he gets any help around him, he's going to be dangerous, man. So we're going to have to watch out for him for the next 10 years or so, I'm afraid.
Yeah, it's going to be great to dominate him.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Did you like? How did Caleb look live as opposed to like when we watched him?
Well, I'll tell you,
he looks
just
good.
When we were sitting, there was a couple times he got out of situations. I don't know how he got out of them. Like I thought he was dead, sacked, boom, gone. Like,
yeah.
And then he scrambled around to what the hell? What happened?
Yeah, he does this like weird fake spin sometimes.
Yeah.
It looks like he's about to spin out, but then he goes the other way.
Extremely elusive.
I could see.
And he threw a lot of good passes. I mean, Keenan Allen was just a stud in that game, and
Allen was a stud.
And they were ripping us up a little.
He's
bit.
always been a stud.
You know, they did score a couple touchdowns. So,
well, I was just curious if because Caleb Williams tends to hold on the ball for a really long time, and I'm just curious, is that more on Caleb or like are there guys open that he's just not seeing?
That's a
young
good question.
Quarterback play, man.
I can't say for sure.
Young quarterback play.
Yeah, it's young, and he's trying to make plays, you know. But he'll learn. I mean, he's a freaking rookie. Peyton Manning, if I'm not mistaken, threw like 35 interceptions his rookie year or something like that, like ridiculous number of interceptions. And I mean, some of these great quarterbacks.
Caleb Williams has thrown one in 9 games.
I know.
Which is insane.
Yeah, right.
They haven't won any of them.
Well, that's why I think that it's not his fault. It's this organization. The Bears organization is in shambles.
They should let him loose a little more.
Hey,
let him
and that's a lot of that's just some Bears
protect that man.
Anyways,
you don't want to lean on his legs and shit.
We don't need to go into Caleb Williams right now in the Bears.
You're right. You're right.
We can shit on him all day, to be honest with you. So
that was the funny thing about like the way the fans were. They were so like trying to like deflect it into like mutual hate to the Packers, but like my sister was scrambling. She was all pissed. Like no one wanted to fight. Like no one wanted to, throw sling arrows back and forth.
Yeah.
They were like,
Jenny was tipping a few and was feeling it, man.
That's what I'm saying.
She wanted to throw down with somebody. It was funny.
But it was funny. Every time you start Jericho, it's Packers suck.
No. Yeah. Green Bay sucks. Every time the Jared Goff chant started, the Green Bay 6, they would come up with Green Bay sucks to try to drown out the Jared Goff one. You know, and then as a Lions
you know
fan,
what?
you're a
it's
little
okay.
conflicted, you know, because we hate Green Bay too.
I don't need to rub it in.
Yeah, they do suck.
They do.
I can just enjoy our win and in a pleasant environment. We don't need to fight. I'll just take the dub and we'll be jolly and merry and go on our way.
It was a good solid victory for the team. They needed it and they got it.
Yep.
It was rock solid.
Yeah, great response. Great opponent to respond against. Nothing like a good punching bag. All right. As far as the standings, the Lions got a little help. 6 seconds left. Jaden Daniels drives down the field, gets a touchdown against the Eagles to get the victory. And the Eagles now have a 5% chance at the 1 seed. Basically, they need the Lions to lose twice here. So their chances are virtually none now, which leads me to the Vikings. It looked like the Vikings might lose with 4 minutes left against the Seahawks. Then they wasted no time, went down the field in 2 minutes and scored, and then looked back. So they beat the Seahawks in Seattle. Always a tough place to play. And now they are still they will not go away.
Nope.
They just won't let us clinch this thing annoyingly. But that's okay. It is what it is. But the Lions in Minnesota, both 13-2. with 2 games left in the season. Wow. Minnesota will play at the Packers. I'm sorry, Minnesota will be hosting the Packers next week. So I guess in that sense, go Packers. As much fun as I would love to watch the Lions clinch it at home in Week 18. I also want this team to get rest and healthy.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Z.
If the Packers could win, so be it. It does not affect us.
Do they have any motive to win that game? What's their situation?
Yeah, they.
What do the Packers need? Are they locked into the playoffs?
Currently don't have the tiebreaker over the Commanders, so the Packers need to keep winning to hold the 6th seed. Otherwise, they fall to the 7, and the 7 will play the Eagles as the 2 seed. So.
So they have stuff to play for. Okay, good. That'll be interesting. Honestly, I don't care. Yep. I kind of want the last game to be everything on the line. It'll be freaking sick.
I knew you were going to say that. That's why I got ahead of it.
Dan Campbell kind of does too. Good job, Z. There you go.
Yeah.
I think even in that case, the Lions will play the starters a half or something and rest in the second half. Maybe they'll play the whole time. I don't know.
Answer to this real quick. If the Lions and Vikings wind up with the same record, we have the tiebreaker, right? If I'm not mistaken.
We do. That's why if the Lions win next week and the Vikings lose, we win the division and the number 1 seed. Because then the Eagles won't be to catch up, and then obviously the Vikings won't because we have the tiebreaker.
It'd be not as dramatic, but I wouldn't be mad if that.
I just want that 1 seed. I want that bye. I don't care how we get it.
Same here, man.
Same.
Guys rested and healthy.
I mean, we're recording this while Monday Night Football is going on, but there's not much going on. The Packers are up 21-0. The Saints are playing almost entire team of backups at this point. I think they're trying to lose. If you watch any of this game, it's sad. It's kind of like watching the Giants play too. Just all these teams are just not motivated whatsoever. They're all playing their vacations.
Look out! NFL from the NFC North is coming, man. All of these teams are capable of knocking people out. There's explosive offenses across the board. That's the ones that we're counting. The Bears have been forgotten in this conversation.
Even they have a bunch of talent. So
they do. But still, this the Packers offense, the Vikings offense, our offense, they're all just deadly explosive.
It's insane. It's insane.
Muster some defense.
13-2, 13-2, and then 11-4 after tonight for Green Bay. So, and Green Bay's all 4 losses are to the NFC. NFC 3 in their division. So
that's a wild prospect to think we sweep the NFC North, but then have to face them in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, it's very likely with 3 of them getting in. So
they're gonna let's really just get them extra tweaked up for the playoffs by sweeping them. Oh, that'll be sick.
So speaking of teams that are motivated and not motivated, the Lions will be traveling to a very seemingly unmotivated San Francisco 49ers to play on Monday Night Football, December 30th. So the Lions are currently 3.5-point favorites. The only thing I don't like about this game is that the Lions have to travel across the country and then come back in a short week to play the Vikings, if that game ends up being an important one. So I don't love the short week aspect of that necessarily for the last week of the season. They tried to make it even as possible last week of the season, but they're not doing that by putting the Lions on Monday Night Football. One less day of rest. But that's okay. Just another challenge for us to face, nonetheless. Right. And the 49ers, this is a revenge game, baby. Revenge game for the NFC Championship. Although this is two completely different teams, especially the 49ers side, because they have lost a bunch of people. A lot of people call it the year from hell for the 49ers. They've lost Brandon Ayuk. Trenton Williams is not there. He hasn't played in a while. They have a bunch of other, Christian McCaffrey's out.
Cry me a river. Our team's decimated too.
I'm just saying they have a bunch of other things. One of their first-round pick got shot in the chest before the season started. They just had a bunch of stuff.
Did you see Hutch's leg?
Anyway,
no excuses.
I bet our list is longer still.
Like Campbell's.
I think 3.5.
Campbell says no one cares.
I think 3.
No one
right.
Sorry,
no one cares.
Right? No, exactly. The 49ers are 6-9. They are, of course, eliminated from the playoffs. They're coming off a kind of an ass kicking in Miami. They lost 29-17.
Oh boy!
They scored 23 points the last 2 games. They only scored 6 at home on Thursday Night Football against the Rams. That was with their season on the line. That includes that they had a linebacker that just walked off the field in the middle of the game. You don't really see that one too often. Devontae Campbell, the old Packers linebacker, he's been starting most of the season. Then Dre Greenlaw finally came back for the 49ers, but then he got hurt in the game again. So they asked Devontae Campbell to come back in. He's like, and then he just walked off the field.
Wow.
So
Campbell would never
safe to
have
say
a
he's
guy
no
like
longer playing with the team.
Yeah.
That usually doesn't fly in a locker room.
That's wild.
Quitting on your team. So yeah, so they just had a bunch of stuff like
for
that
the most petty reasons.
And again, this Alliance team that up 17 going in the second half, 2 quarters away from the Super Bowl. So I think they will be coming out guns blazing. I think they want to win this game by 50. To be honest with you, I don't know if they will or not, but. Any thoughts on this game from you guys?
I think you're right. Z. Urgency is the name of the game. I know you could do different strategies for different teams, but right now, I think Dan Campbell wants us practicing this urgency, the same urgency that the Bills used to beat us. Like that's the recipe right now with these top teams. It's if you get these offenses rolling early and often, and start the sprint, and if you can't catch up, then you win the game. And I feel like that's actually a model we've seen play out in a lot of teams, especially for us. Though we've also kind of flipped that model on its head a few times this year with like the Packers early on and stuff, which just so flexing how badass we were. But yeah, no, I think urgency. I think that sense of we got behind on the Bills is something that will kind of haunt Dan Campbell for a while, and he's not going to let us get there again.
Yeah. I forgot to mention, too, that the 49ers are down to their 4th string running back. They've had 3 that are out for the year. So just a lot of fun stuff. And I think Brock, there's a lot. People put Brock Purdy ahead of Goff in some cases, but I think
at all.
I don't think after this year they will, but people were doing it before this season for sure.
I could see on a level of him producing plays, and he could play some really nice football. Like he looked as good as Goff at times, especially he had some escapability against us in the playoffs. But the thing about Goff is you got to look at the whole package, the resume. Let's not start giving him the half a dozen seasons of hyper efficient, high productivity that Goff has under his belt when he's only played 2.
I think it's the Obi-Wan effect. With Purdy, everyone's assuming this guy's. It's just like this. There's nothing to see here. It's okay. He's a good quarterback. Yes, he's a good quarterback.
What?
Remember when Obi-Wan with the stormtroopers? But Purdy, I just don't think I think he's an average quarterback. He was on a really good team. And did okay, but he's not a great quarterback, in my opinion.
That's bearing itself out, I guess. Now I don't know how's he doing this year.
I mean, I'm not saying he's
bad. Not great, especially recently. He's more of a product of the team around him than a guy that elevates them. I would say, especially in a Kyle Shanahan offense.
Might be true.
That's what my thoughts always been.
Nothing
so.
To see here.
Well, having said that, let's get into our ever famous prediction segments. We, of course, have 2 prediction segments. Our first is our Roar of the Week, where we pick the best, or the player that we, not necessarily has the best stats or anything like that, but the best player or coach that will have the biggest impact on this game overall. So, Rud Dog, going to throw it over you first.
I'm so tempted to just fall into another just slipstream of a player in Jameson Williams right now. But I just did Gibbs for 6 weeks in a row. I can't do it, but I want to say Jameson, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna pick someone else just because it's good. Not do the same things over and over again and over again and over again. So, with that being said. I do think this is going to be a fun game all around, but I think Jared Goff is going to be the maestro who does it once more. And I'm thinking he's going to have a big game this week, dicing up this 49ers defense. And so the Rock will get fed well to everybody, including J-Mo. So Jared Goff is my roar of the week.
All right, beautiful. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Jared Goff. Jared Goff. Feel like if you say it, yeah, there you go. All right, UJ.
All right. Like you were saying earlier, I think Campbell wants to get these. I want to get ahead early, demoralize the team. They have nothing to play for, and just run away with this game and get to the last game against Minnesota. I think it's going to be a lot of offense early and often. I think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to just light it up in this game. He's just going to go nuts. I mean, he is now the bell cow. We've seen it. He can do it. They're going to feed him the ball a lot, especially in the first half. He's going to have a good day. 150 yards, 2 tutties. Gibbs is going to light it up and catch a few passes along the way, too. He is just a dynamic, unbelievable weapon, man. He's just a joy to watch. For all you Lions fans, I mean, remember the days when our team sucked, but at least we had Barry Sanders. We can just relish in his greatness. I mean, if Gibbs was playing on a shitty Lions team from back in the day, we'd still be relishing how great this guy is but he'd be on a shitty team. But we can enjoy his greatness on a great team. So I'm gonna enjoy it in this game because he's gonna light it up. So Jahmyr Gibbs is my roar of the week.
Ooh,
yeah. Baby.
All right, beautiful. Let's go.
I like that one.
I know you like that one.
Yeah. Bob is not here today, so I'm going to give his predictions. But right now for his roar of the week, he has JMO as his roar of the week.
Ooh, good one, Bob.
No explanation, just a JMO.
Explanation
none
necessary.
needed. The dude is electric.
For sure. Okay, so I could have gone in many different directions with this. I wanted to, but what it ultimately came down to was there is of the entirety of the Lions team from last year's game. When we're up 24-7 going in the second half, there was what would you say was the most notable turning point of that game?
Ooh, the Gibbs fumble.
Oh well,
yeah.
So I was gonna hope you're gonna say one of the two.
Drops on by Reynolds.
Those were big too.
I mean, you could argue is Kendall Vildor getting missing an interception off the helmet going to Brandon Ayuk.
Yes, you could argue that too, for sure.
But he's got a lot of shit, and even I've given him shit this year for some of his coverage skills. But I feel like Kendall Vildor is going to have a little extra juice this week. And I think he somehow steps up and makes a big impact play in this game that totally redeems him. Well,
I hope they give him a start.
I hope it'll redeem him. We got to win an NFC championship. But either way, I think he will have a couple big impact plays. I think he's extra motivated this week, especially since it's going back to the scene of the crime in San Francisco. So Kendall Vildor, unexpectedly, even for me, is my roar of the week.
That's poetic.
Oh, that's a good one, Z.
Very good. Very good.
Is he healthy? I thought he was hurt.
No, I mean, yeah, he played this last game. I don't see him on injury report.
I love it.
Didn't play.
Yeah, he let me hold on, I have it right here.
Like him as a backup.
He played 14 snaps, none on defense last week.
Yeah, that's okay.
And Meek and Terrion Arnold play every snap at cornerback.
Yep, that makes sense.
We can get up early and on in this game.
But I like it, Z. I hope they
second half. So.
They might just, I can see Campbell letting him play as like just a chance at revenge.
Unfortunately, you can't cover Ayuk. Ayuk has been out for the year for several months now.
Yeah,
it was really more of like the football crowd he needs atonement with, because that was not really a match. That play was fluky as hell.
Oh yeah,
like it was actually great coverage. Just went off his damn face mask.
Yeah, brutal. Yeah, this can stick with me for a while still. But anyways, let's get into our final segment. That, of course, is our that is our ever famous predictions. So this upcoming game, the Lions are 3.5-point favorites on the road in San Francisco, over under 51.5. This game is on December 30th, so New Year's Eve, 7:15 Central, 8:15 Eastern kickoff. If you're on the West Coast, it's a 5:15 kickoff for you on Monday Night Football. So let's go around. Rud Dog, what do you got?
I'm scared, guys. I'm scared of the Niners, so I don't know. Okay. Oh no, I'm just kidding. I'm not scared. Ha! Gotcha. Yes, I was serious. I mean,
Totally.
resounding victory, handling business, getting her done. I think we go into San Fran and we take care of business. I think. What you got there, Z?
Don't worry about
what
it.
You doing?
I have my prediction ready for you. I want to see if I match your prediction, like I've been doing. You got to say it first, so I can reveal.
Putting too much pressure on me, Z. We win 2-0 in a safety and walk away with a shutout. All right, fine. All right, I just think this offense is going to go off. I'm going to go with 67 points from the offense and -3 from the defense. And shutout. 67-0. Detroit wallops them.
Oh
wait.
So close. I had 73-0.
Oh, man.
One touchdown away.
Pretty good, Z. Pretty good.
Damn it. I don't like this.
One of these days.
I'm going to have to.
Oh, man. That's awesome.
You're too close.
Goddamn.
Get out of my head, Z.
Anyways.
Get out of my head.
UJ, what do you got?
First of all, last week, I believe my prediction was 35-9, and Bob's was 35-13 or something like that. So we were both kind of really close in this game. And Bob and I's predictions have been very close. So I'm going to give my prediction now, and I can't wait to hear Bob's because we've been like really close to each other in the last 4 or 5 weeks. So my prediction is 35-10. Lions win this game 35-10. The Niners will get a touchdown somewhere along the line and a field goal, but our offense is going to come out dominant. In the second half, it's going to be more like running a lot of clock, running plays, getting first downs, eating clock, and all that stuff in a convincing victory. So 35-10 is my prediction.
Ooh, baby.
35-10. There you have it. We have 67-0 and 35-10. All in favor of the Lions.
The under, by the way.
All right.
He wants to know how the touchdowns are scored.
Don't worry. They're going to spread them out. A lot of guys.
There you go. Bob had the Lions 41, Niners 24. So he gave a little more respect to the Niners offense.
Really? You weren't even close on this.
Yeah, he is the over.
Wow.
I agree. I think the Lions are coming out full force. I will give some respect to the 49ers defense a little. They're a little healthier. They're stronger unit of the two sides of the ball here for the 49ers. But nonetheless, I think the 49ers have a lot of offensive issues. I think the Lions do get some pressure in this game. It's not a great offensive line right now for the 49ers. So I have the Lions winning this game 34-17.
Ooh, me and you.
You guys are pretty close.
Yeah.
Right.
But I have them handling their business. Maybe it's an early blowout too, so they can rest in the fourth quarter in case they do have to go back. I don't know, but the Lions don't really rest their players until the end anyway, which is totally fine. Just don't get hurt. But anyways, regardless, 34-17, we yet again have the Lions winning this week, and our predictions are just on fire this year.
We're 13-2.
We're 13-2.
Ooh,
Awesome.
baby.
Yeah.
Fantastic record. Uncanny that it's the same as the Lions.
Yeah. And really, I mean, the only game to pay attention to for this upcoming weekend is Minnesota hosting Green Bay as far as impact on the Lions. Because the Lions, they of course, they control their own destiny, but they can clinch the number one seed and the division if the Vikings lose and Lions win. We'll know on Monday going into it if that game will be for a clincher or not. But nonetheless,
Go Packers.
That game kicks off at noon, which is odd, yeah. But the Packers, still have something to play for. So if there's any concern out there about that. But anyways,
who's competing with the Packers for the wild card spots? Then
watch. I mean, the Packers are already in the playoffs. It's just
they did lock it up.
In about 15 minutes, they will have officially.
Okay. Gotcha.
But the Commanders are the only one that they're competing with for. I mean, the Eagles could really slip here somehow, and the Commander, but that's like a very minuscule chance. So it's more the Packers fighting for still that 6 seed. I guess they can pick their opponent away if they lose. They can decide if they want to play the Rams or if they want to play the Eagles. I would probably pick the Rams out of the two. But anyways, we could wrap it up here.
Yeah.
But a lot of fun coming up. We, of course, this is the holidays. That's why we're doing this mega episode rather than putting on 2 this week. So to all our listeners out there, we greatly appreciate you. We hope you have a great holiday. We want, of course, thank and wish our Merry Christmas to our producer, Kid J.
Kid J. What the
hell boy.
Is that?
I didn't hear you, right?
That was our worst one of the year.
I didn't hear you. You were silent.
Shout out to the birth of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Amen, brother.
And a big birthday shout out to Rud Dog, who shares a birthday with Jesus.
Oh, yeah. Me.
Yeah.
So throw him a big happy birthday on our Instagram at Drinking Blue Kool-Aid or Twitter /X at Drinking Lions. Ooh. Or leave a happy birthday comment on our YouTube page at DTBK_Lions, or go type in Drinking Blue Kool-Aid and subscribe. Click that little button on YouTube. You can see where I hold up the prediction of Rud Dog's scores every week that are off, but not too far off.
You're getting too close. I don't like
it. But anyways, please go on there. It's a lot of fun. Our producer could just put some shorts and things of that nature. So you get to see his beautiful work at hand.
You can see short versions of us.
Yes.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas. We'll be coming to you probably after the new year, or like
and a happy new year.
We still got to debate how we might do it, like in person one, like is super rare.
Catch the debate live.
So we might be releasing that on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. But enjoy all the football coming out. There's Christmas Day football this year. Baby. There's Thursday night football still. Then you have the college football playoff. You have the NFL. It's just the best time of year.
The Lions rock.
Congrats to the Notre Dame fans out there.
Yeah, baby.
Not that was much of a sweat.
Hey, baby.
The college football playoff iteration number 1 with the 12 team format. A dud. Every game was a blowout.
So far.
That don't matter. It's not about the blowout.
It's better.
It's not about having great games. It's about the fact that those teams get a chance, because that's where the heroes will come some years. You'll see.
Whoa. Heavy.
Yeah. It's a good thought.
Get that the black horse, get the dark horse that comes up and wins it all from like some small little division.
Black horse.
That'll be awesome. Yeah, black horse.
Okay. All right, not a dark horse.
Dark horse. I said dark horse. I correct myself.
All right. So we'll wrap it up here. We want to thank everybody for listening. We hope you have a great Christmas, a great holiday, and we'll be back to you shortly, recapping the epic victory over the 49ers, the revenge game. But thank everybody for listening. Really appreciate you. And last but not least, as always, go.